to Class Online School. If you've not subscribed to our channels, please do well. Subscribe, share our content so that others can be able to benefit. We give you free classes here to help you build your total you. So please share our content so that others can benefit. Today, we are going to take nutrition under basic science. For my junior secondary classes, this is another topic in basic science. And under this nutrition, we are going to discuss a number of things. We're going to talk about what nutrition is all about, the classes of food that we have, types of nutrition. We're going to talk about 2 types. Then we'll talk about balanced diet. So, what is nutrition? It is the process of providing or obtaining food necessary for health and growth. Obtaining food necessary for a healthy body and growth. That is what nutrition is. We can equally say that it is a process of taking in food and using it for growth, metabolism, and repairs. And we have the nutritional stages. We have 1, ingestion. Another one, digestion. The third one, absorption. Then the other one is transistor, assimilation, and excretion. So, these are the stages of nutrition, how the body absorbs them. The body takes it in, use it, and then take it off. That's the last stage, which is excretion. So this is what nutrition has to do with. Food intake you take to help your body become healthy and help you grow, develop as an individual. Having known what nutrition is, we're going to the next one, which is the classes of food. We have 7 classes of food. Before this time, we have less than 7. We have 5 or 6. But now we have 7. What are these classes of food? We have number 1, we have carbohydrate. We have fats. We have fiber. We have minerals. We have protein. We have vitamins. And we have water. How does each of these function in our body? How does each of these types or classes of food helps our body to be healthy, to grow, and to function? Now, we want to talk about the carbohydrate. The carbohydrate is an excellent source of energy. For those of us who are very active individuals, who are involved in physical activities, we need more carbohydrate because that's what will help our body to function. Scientists said we need at least 60% of carbohydrate as an active individual to function effectively. And so, carbohydrate is important. Example of carbohydrate, we have potatoes, we have wheat, we have rice, and other things that gives us this particular class of food. That is for carbohydrate. Then fats. Before this time, we thought that fat is not good for the body because people think that if you take fatty food, it makes you to grow fat, makes you to become obese, make you to become overweight. But we have the good fats. We have the good fat because they help you to a source of develop equally. They help you to be healthy too. That's why I said we have healthy fats. Things like avocado pear are healthy fats, even if it contains a high amount of fat. The fat content it has is very, very good. And for an individual to function very well, the individual needs 70 grams of fats to function effectively. And fats help the body to regulate its temperature. It regulates body temperature. What are some of these things that gives us fats? I mentioned avocado. Then we have other things. Some part of our meat too can add to our fatty content. Then we have the next one, which we are going to talk about, the fiber. Fiber makes us to look full. For example, if you take a lot of vegetables, it makes you look full. And these fiber are healthy because it helps to control the cholesterol level of an individual. And when your cholesterol level is very high, you are no longer a healthy person. And so, taking a lot of fiber kind of fruits, things like oatmeal, things like some kind of vegetables, can be source of fiber for our body. And it is required that we take at least 30 grams of fiber to function effectively. So take note of the amount of these things we are supposed to take into our body, because that is what will amount to how healthy we are going to live. Now, having talked about the fiber which help us to be full, we are going to the next one, which is minerals. They aid with the release of energy from food items, plus they interact with the organs to promote growth. For example, we have the iodine, we have the potassium. This falls under minerals. And so, this is another essential class of food that helps our body to function effectively. Then we'll go to the next point, which is protein. Protein, they help in developing our skin, our hair, and our body muscles. Our body needs protein to function effectively. We need at least 500 grams of protein to function. What are the sources of protein? We have egg. We have lean meat. What I mean lean meat, these are organs of the meat, like the heart, the kidney, and other parts of the meat that helps us too. They are good source of protein. And egg is very important, very good for the body. Then we'll move to the next one, which is vitamins. Majorly, vitamins are gotten from fruits and some kind of food items too. But majorly, fruits and vegetables gives us vitamins. So scientists recommend highly that we take a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables so that we can get these vitamins. Though we can take them as oral drugs, but it is better for us to take them as food intakes so that our body can absorb it very, very well. We have example like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, and the rest of them. The vegetables, the fruits we take can give us these vitamins. And so the body absorbs it and give all the various vitamin content that our body needs. Then we go to the last one, which is water. Water is very essential for life because without water, we cannot survive. It makes us to be hydrated. When you take in water, you function very well. It flushes your system. It takes off the retained toxic content that your body have absorbed. And it makes you to be healthy. Do you know you can live longer with water than without food? If you can take water without food, you can survive for a time. But you cannot survive without water. So we need water to survive. We need at least 8 to 10 glasses of water every day to be a very functional human being and to make our body hydrated, to make us fit, and to make our system flushes well to be healthy. So water is very, very important. So students, always remember to take water. As much as possible, make sure you take at least 8 to 10 glasses of water to be an effective human being. So next, we are moving on to types of nutrition. We'll have 2 types of nutrition. the autotrophic kind of nutrition, and the heterotrophic kind of nutrition. How does each of these nutrition works? The autotrophic kind of nutrition is what plants use. Since plants produces their food through photosynthesis, that is what they use. Now, then the heterotrophic kind of nutrition is what animals and humans use. And under this heterotrophic kind of nutrition, we have three kind of nutrition that comes under the subheading. We have the holozoic mode of nutrition. Then we have the parasitic mode of nutrition. Then we have the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Let's take them one at a time. This holozoic mode of nutrition is a process in which organisms takes in food wholly, that is, in whole, like humans take in their food, they eat their food, the food absorbed into their body, and this comes under the different classes of food. Equally, animals equally take in their food in whole. Having talked about the holozoic mode, which has to do with the holistic taking in of food, we move to the next one, which is the parasitic mode of nutrition. The parasitic mode of nutrition is taken from the word parasite. We know that parasites live inside their host organism. And so the parasitic mode of nutrition, this is the process where organism derives its nourishment from host organism, either in a liquid form or in a nutrient form. For example, we have the tapeworm that live inside a human being or inside whichever animal it has hosted itself in. And so they eat from their hosts. They eat from their host organisms. Then we have leech. They equally eat from their host because they are hosted by the individual or the animal that is hosting them, and they feed directly from the individual. That is the parasitic mode. Then we go to the saprophytic mode of nutrition. The process in which organism derives its nourishment from dead and decaying matters. Examples of these are fungi. And under this, it is very important for us to note that it is not good for us to eat expired food or eat foods that growths are already growing in them. Let's say, for example, our bread. If you leave your bread for some days, we see that there are growths growing in around them. These food contents are not advisable to be taken because they are no longer healthy. So these are the types of nutrition. We've talked about the two, the autotrophic, the heterotrophic, and under the heterotrophic, we see that we have the holozoic, the parasitic, and the saprophytic kind of nutrition. Now we are going to the last on this list, which is balanced diet. You might be wondering, what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a well-planned diet that aims at covering all the important micronutrients like protein, carbohydrates, fats, and other classes of food. And again, we can equally say that a balanced diet, it's about adding all of the essential factors necessary for growth. So, it has to be a planned diet that contains all the essentials that makes our body healthy, that makes us grow well, that makes us healthy, that gives us all that our body requires, that gives us all that the body needs to function effectively. So that is balanced diet. Then you ask yourself, what kind of diet do I take? Is it a balanced diet or just a diet? It's as advisable that we eat food that helps us to function effectively, that have, if not all, but at least most of the classes of food that we have. Make sure your food contains a little of carbohydrates, a little of fat, a little of fiber, a little of minerals, a little of protein, a little of vitamins, and water. That will be all for our class today. We've been able to cover what nutrition is, the classes of food, the types of nutrition, then balanced diet. Remember that the classes of food are 7. And remember that the types of nutrition are 2. Then equally remember that a balanced diet has to be a diet that is planned and that is a kind of good for our body to function very effectively. So always take care of what you eat. We are going to talk of other form of nutrition. This might be nutrition 1 in basic science. There are other nutrition that may come in our subsequent classes. But until then, I am happy to be with you today. And I would like you to go over your classes again so that it will part and parcel of you. Until next time, when we meet again, remain blessed.